Well, hello YouTube, it's me, Fortmaster, and welcome to a new reaction. This is I Made Bizabizow's Concepts Real by Swifty. So, as I said multiple times when I was doing reactions to Bizabizow's videos on, redesigning, the FNAF plushies, I said many times that I would love to see them actually made as physical things. And I was told on several different comments over several different videos that there are people that have, in fact, actually done that in real life. Though for the life of me, I kept losing the comments and couldn't remember the channel name. But thankfully, Fazbear on my Discord server linked the video in my reaction suggestions channel on my Discord server. So now that I could actually remember what the video was and who it was by, now it's here to be watched. So yeah, when it came to the actual designs that Biz made, I talked up a big game that a lot of them were really good, but a lot of the issues that come from, working with plushies just in general is the fact that, they're plushies. They're supposed to be soft and comfy, and they're not supposed to have any form of internal structure. So when it comes to actually having the plushie be a certain shape, you're kind of limited by how you can cut fabric and how you actually stuffed it in. Otherwise, it's very easy to make a square or a cube look round. So I am very excited to see how these actually turn up, because just as I opened up this video, I literally just saw that whoever this Swifty is, they've also done a second part doing more of the plushie. So if this video does well, I'm most likely going to react to that second part. But yeah, I mean, I should probably get this thing started, shouldn't I? So yeah, of course, as always, original videos linked in the description if you haven't seen it yet for some reason. Corner video lead to my Let's Play of the day. And if you like this video or any other video that I make, I'd very much appreciate it if you gave the video a like and subscribe to my channel, because almost 3/4 of the people that watch my channel aren't subscribed, and I'd very much like that to change, because I'm trying to get to 7,000 subscribers before the end of the year. But yeah, with all that out of the way, let's get this thing started then, shall we?
Hey, I'm back. I know I haven't been making videos in a while, but you know what?
You call not posting in a month a while? Wow, okay. Now I see what caliber of content of YouTuber we have here. I've seen YouTube. I mean, you have Biz sitting in the corner that hasn't uploaded, and that doesn't upload for several months, and that's their usual schedule.
We're gonna make another one, and today is a very interesting one. If you guys haven't checked out the title and the thumbnail, which I highly doubt, because I mean, there's another reason you clicked on this video. If you haven't seen the thumbnail and the title, I am making Bizabizow's concepts into physical plushies. Now, people have done this before in the past, such as these videos right here. And these lovely creators. Wow, would you look at that? I know this isn't an original idea, but you know what? I still want to tackle some of these concepts and make them into actual plushies. I had a really hard time with some of these.
I would imagine.
Do my normal custom review, but I'm going to try to make it into a more professional style video. We'll see how this turns out. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the video. It just lets me know that you want to see more. And if you do want to see more, let me know who you want to see. Bizabizow has made 51 total characters, I'm pretty sure.
It's more at this point, because I just noticed this video is 2 years old. So yeah, you got some catching up to do there, dude.
And I would love to tackle some of them, like Toy Bonnie, Nightmare Fredbear. Some of the Phantoms would be amazing, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And of course, I don't know if I said this already, but if you haven't subscribed to Bizabizow, go do that right now. They have amazing art. I really enjoy their content, and especially their FNAF concept videos. It's just amazing. But enough with the rambling. Here are some of my customs, starting off with this one.
I don't hate you, but you
the puppet. Okay, here we go.
So, for the first plush, it took me a while on deciding who it should be. Now, Bizabizow's designs are kind of intimidating. Most of them consist of open jaws, lots of embroidery, and just difficult patterns overall.
Which, I mean, yeah, Which is why when she does talk about, making stuff more simpler, like for production, that is really important because they are like very detailed plushie designs. But at the same time, actually, I have thinking about it. Yeah, I have talked to Big Game before about, I want to see these actually made. But yeah, actually thinking about it, like, man, these would actually be a pain to make. I'm fairly, something like, now that I'm thinking about it, probably these wouldn't be like mass produced. They'd be like those plushies that are made out of like limited runs.
But then I found one. I found one that actually kind of caught my eye and was really cute, and that is the puppet. Now, the puppet, of course, from Funko is this monstrosity.
Yeah.
It's a nice plush, Funko.
It almost, if it wasn't for like the seams at the edge of the mask to give it shape, I would have imagined the head is actually a balloon.
It's good for the time. I mean, the vinyl mask was questionable, but you know what? I like them. I like the Funko plushies. They're not that bad, but Bizabizow's design was a far improvement from Funko. So,
wait, which one? Is this going to be the original design she made or the updated design?
Here is my plush.
Ah, there we go.
I tried to follow the design as much as I could. Of course, this puppet is a little chubby. She is, I want to say a little taller than a Funko, but a little shorter than a Sanchi. The proportions are a little bit off on some of these guys, but sometimes you're gonna get that when you're just making patterns from scratch.
Honestly, like, just going back there. God, look at that! Look at that! That is beautiful! I mean, speaking as somebody that's never sewn something successfully in his life, I would have seen if I could have found, like, actual buttons. But at the same time, I can see why you wouldn't do that on a plushie, because then that's one thing that's, like, easier to... It's one less thing that can be easily ripped off, and also, it's soft instead of, a hard piece of plastic or something. But yeah, I love this. I mean, when I was looking at her design, I almost imagined the eyes being, maybe like plastic, so they had like a natural shine to them. But doing it artificially like this, yeah, that does look a lot better. Oh, God, look at that. That's beautiful. It looks almost, I love it.
Patterns from scratch. Anyway, the body was really easy to design. Is this kind of the shape that Bizabizow drew out. The arms, same thing. And the little fingers. The fingers are actually my favorite part to sew on. These are so fun. They look like little nubs. I love it so much. She looks really nice. I didn't embroider any of the details, like the face details, because this is before I thought of hand embroidering everything. But yeah, this was the first one that I made, and I think she came out really, really nice.
Yeah,
the stripes
really
are obviously
good.
glued on, all the details are glued on. But I think for the first one, she came out really good.
Honestly, again, if this is literally the first time he's done this, this is masterful. I love it.
So, let's move on to the next plush.
Finally, take the torso piece and lift it upward.
After the puppet, I decided to make Withered Freddy. Now, Withered Freddy in Bizabizow's design is a really cute design. I think she perfectly nailed all the features that Withered Freddy has, like that manic looking stare, those like pale white milky eyes. I think it just looks really, really good, and that's what called my attention
definitely
to it.
does, yeah.
However, my plush doesn't exactly look like that.
I mean, at least you tried. You tried, and that's what matters. I mean, you can, at the very least, you can tell what character this is supposed to be. But, I feel so sorry for them, so...
This was my first test in the open jaw mechanism, and I think I did fine for the first run, but I could have done better, and I did improve it with the future plushies, but this was my first attempt. Now, this is also my first attempt at the embroidery. As you can see around his body, he has embroidery all over his legs,
the big stitches,
arms,
yeah.
on his back, his eyes, they're embroidered. I think it looks good, but just a little choppy. Since this was my first test, I think I was still getting used to some of the things, but I think it turned out really nice. Now, the head is kind of based off of the Funko's head. It's sort of the same pattern, sort of the same design.
Okay, wait, I'm trying to think back to when I watched Biz's video. These her plushies are based off of the Sanchi plushies, and they're the ones with the bulgy eyes. I would have thought that, I mean, the embroidered, like, border around them looks good. It honestly does. But the fact that the eyes are just flat, that's honestly what kind of makes it look a little wrong a little bit. I mean, if you had them bulging out, then you could have like the wall-eyed look that the plush that Biz had designed had.
This is with the minor changes, and of course, I took a Freddy nose and I just glued it onto there.
Oh, okay. I was literally I was just about to ask, like, where did you get the plastic nose from? And no, he just scavenged it from another plushie. Okay.
Just so then it looked a little more official looking, I guess. And then I used white felt for the teeth. There is a little bit of foam on the inside of the jaw, just so then the mouthpiece could stick out and have that shape.
A little bit of structure, yeah, okay.
I also took the bow tie from a Freddy, and I glued on these two little buttons. I think this is a really good first attempt at making the open jaw, but if I am going to make Phantom Freddy in the future, or Shadow Freddy, or Withered Golden Freddy, I know exactly what to improve on, and I think it'll turn out better than this guy. But
okay, yeah. Again, so I will admit, just at least in my own personal opinion, it's not as good just accuracy-wise as the puppet was. But honestly, like, since he was like experimenting with embroidery for the first time, I can kind of excuse the the roughness in some places since he was experimenting with new construction techniques.
But I still like him.
What if you edit here? Oh,
so
Spring Bonnie. Wait, is this gonna be Spring Bonnie or Spring Trap? Because I know that the Spring Trap was on the thumbnail.
On from FNAF 2, I did Spring Bonnie. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Spring Bonnie was actually really fun to make. So, what I did for Spring Bonnie was kind of just built upon the.
Oh yeah, look, this one he's actually done like the bulgy eyes on it. Okay.
Freddy pattern, but of course changed it up a bit to get that Spring Trap, Spring Bonnie kind of look. I haven't shown this one off, I think, at all, but I think it looks really nice. I love the fabric that I used for this one. Of course, it's just fleece, but for some reason, this one is so much softer and so much more squishy than the other ones. Of course, you guys can't tell that through.
I'm sorry, what was that? Okay, just background flash. Okay, I've done that before.
You guys can't tell that through a video, but I guess I'm just stupid for even mentioning that, right? I hate commentary sometimes. Anyway.
I know, but it's part and parcel with the job. I mean, what are you gonna do?
For the eyes, you can tell that they're Sanchi eyes. They were stolen from a bootleg Sanchi Freddy, and I painted them green. And I think the Sharpie that I used for the eyes looked really good.
Wait, really? Okay, that's really interesting. I mean, honestly, yeah, you can... Oh, I mean, okay, you can see a little bit of blue poking out through here. But, yeah, you can not tell that... You can barely... Like, apart from that little bit right there, you can't tell that these are, like, colored over eyes at all. Wow, okay. Okay, honestly, that's just impressive.
It doesn't look smeared or anything. I think I did a really good job in painting them green. Of course... Spring Bonnie has eyelashes. They're a little close together than I would like, but you know what? It's fine.
Honestly, not a complaint on the design or anything, but the one stitch that goes over the top of the head and stops right over the eyes, it makes it look like Spring Bonnie has a unibrow.
The nose is just a black piece of felt. The teeth are a harder felt. I decided to use this instead of just normal felt because it's more sturdy and it doesn't flop around as much.
Yeah, so this is definitely long before Biz released her video on the FNAF movie where she touched up the designs on, the FNAF 1 plushies, where she gave Spring Bonnie buck teeth.
The body, of course, is just a Sanchi body with a purple bow tie and black buttons. I really try to go off of Fredbear from Sanchi, and kind of make a plush that would complement that plush really nicely. And I think I did really good. And of course, the only way to go from Spring Bonnie is Springtrap.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah. So, play the sound effect and then let's dirty this fucko up. No, would you look at that?
Oh!
A dirty rabbit.
Okay, that again, that's looking really good.
Here we have Springtrap. This guy, of course, is the main killer of all FNAF. I think I did really, really good on this one.
No, yeah, honestly, that is honestly impressive. Though looking at it, I would have chosen like yarn or something like that. But looking at it, this almost, is that like parachute cord or something? Is that you're using as the wires? What is that? And also, I wonder, like, how are you keeping them from fraying further? Because obviously you only want them to like fray to a point. So like, how are you stopping them from like basically fraying all the way?
Sorry, that was loud. The embroidery, I think I got a lot better at, and the open jaw looks a lot better than on Withered Freddy.
Oh no, that's not yarn, but that's some sort of just cord. Okay, interesting.
The eyes, of course, are embroidered with black thread, and on the concept that Bizabizow made, they're a little bit of a darker green, but I couldn't find that exact color, so I opted for black instead. And I did that same black thread
Yeah, the
for the
stitch
rest
marks.
of the embroidery marks on the body.
Honestly, I have to wonder, how did you do the embroidery here? Because like, on the previous one, it looked like you did the stitching like really close together, but this looks more like it's just like really thick pieces of yarn. Like, how did you? This is a different style.
I also added some maroon embroidery marks and this pink embroidery mark, so then it shows his flesh tones, like the concept has. And I think I did this plush justice. I think I did the character justice. It looks really nice. On the back there's more embroidery, and I split up the pattern a little because Springtrap does have a darker hip area and darker legs, so I decided to invoke that with a darker color fleece. I think it looks really, really nice, and this might be my favorite.
Again, honestly, like this is just done masterfully. As I've said, like, I've never successfully like sewn anything on. I've tried a couple of times, mostly with, because like I've said, I'm a Boy Scout, and you know, I'm a Boy Scout leader now, but you know, there were many times, you know, throughout my scouting career when I was little, that, you know, we'd get a merit badge or something, and you'd eventually, and you know, you'd have to get it sewn onto your uniform. And I was always horrible, to the point where like there were several times where, oh, we got a badge and we had to have it sewn onto our uniform while we were at camp. So like I'd try my best, like, just get it like somewhere onto the fabric, and by the end of the week it's like hanging off the shirt, like all stretched out, because of course I have no idea how to do it properly. So by the time I get home, like I give my uniform to my mom, and like after like she cuts off, you know, the stitch job, throws it in the she cuts off the stitch job that I did, throws it in the washing machine to be washed, because again it's been worn for a week and not washed. And then, you know, she'd be the one that sewed it on. And honestly, I cannot thank her enough for that. I don't know what it is. I always, like, unlike my little brother, I've always liked working with my hands and stuff like that, especially when, I mean, you know, especially when it comes to, like, toys like Lego or other little, like, fanatic things. But sewing, the few times I've done it, I've just never gotten a handle on it.
Of course, the teeth are the same fabric that I used for Spring Bonnie. He's got a bit of wires coming out of his head. And, overall, I just think this is a really nice plush. I'm not making Dark Springtrap, though. You will never find me making Dark Springtrap. Never in my life.
Dark Springtrap.
Mangle is William Afton's first successful experiment with estrogen.
No.
Okay, so making Mangle with the box body. How is this going to work? Because at the beginning of the video, they showed that somebody else had made a Mangle plush, but their body the body was more round than square. Like specifically what I said before about the flaws of working with fabric and stuffing as a building material.
Now, the moment you all have been waiting for. This plush was actually recommended for me to make by Bizabizow themselves. if you guys haven't noticed, I've been posting some of these guys on YouTube Shorts and on TikTok, which you should totally go follow my TikTok, by the way. I'll link it in the description. Anyway, Bizabizow told me that I should make the mangle, and this one, Jesus, was kind of difficult to make. Let me explain
of course.
how. So,
Biz giving her, adoring fans, a challenge, as it were.
Mangle, of course, in Bizabizow's design. I keep slurring that name. I'm so sorry.
I know, don't worry.
In Bizabizow's design, she is a box. And this isn't too difficult to make, right? It's just a 6 squares, all sewn together. The problem is that the legs and the neck are sticking out of it. So I had to make little incisions into the pattern and make little curvy parts so that I could insert the legs and it could be one big pattern. Of course, I could have ladder stitch, but I felt that was a lazy way to go.
It works. It definitely works. I mean, it's even the body on this one isn't even as round as the other one. I mean, granted, it still is rounder, but it's not, a ball.
And I wanted it to look a lot better than just ladder stitching something on. The body, speaking of which, has some foam on the inside, which makes her very, very squishy. She also has stuffing on the inside, so it's adding to that squishiness. I just put the foam in there so I can keep the shape, just so it doesn't look weird and wonky. But other than that, I put these fleece bars on there, kind of to signify the endoskeleton, the design. And then, of course, the legs. Those are just Sanchi legs that I attach onto there. 2 of them are white. One of them is gray with the dark gray bottom part, and some more bars on there. On the back, you can see that there is a white cotton tail, and I think this is my favorite part of this plush.
Honestly, it is a nice little touch that you don't really think of that much. Why does Mangle have a bunny tail? Is that just the whole thing where it's spare parts, so at some point somebody threw on a spare toy bunny tail and nobody's really questioned it since?
The tail is so cute. I really like how I did it. I didn't think it was gonna...
And I especially like the leg joint, wherever you would call it, but I like the raised little felt, the little wires coming out of it. Again, it's I talked endlessly about how good Biz's designs were, but actually seeing them physical is just on another level. It's honestly wonderful.
It doesn't look that good, but yeah, it looks really good. And of course you can see the little wires there. Like Bizabizow mentioned, this is where the 4th leg would be if Mangle had 4 legs, so I just added wires there. Now, the endoskeleton head wasn't hard to make at all, actually.
Again, just another square
cube shape with a little bit of detailing and wiring coming off of it. I think the endo head looks really cute. He looks a little derpy, but I think
that's pretty much what you want
according to the design. I think it looks very, very accurate. But yeah, now last but not least is Mangle's actual head and neck. So the neck was actually really hard to make. It looks a little weird, but I think...
Yeah, I mean, you can already tell, it's definitely much shorter than the one in Biz's drawing, but I suppose you kind of would have had to do that just for the sake of, structural support, so the head's not just all floppy.
It looks fine. It looks decent. But yeah, it's just dark gray fleece, and the head was actually pretty hard to design. Of course, we have the open jaw mechanism once again with a little bit of foam on the lower jaw so that it keeps its shape. She has the teeth right there, the lips, the nose, everything that Mangle needs that the Funko plush kind of left out, but you know what, I digress. She has her cheeks and her eyes. Her eyes were actually supposed to be embroidered originally, but fun fact, I made a previous Mangle head before this one. I made it a little too small, it just came out wonky, and I did embroider the eyes for that one, but for this next one I got a little...
I don't know, I mean, it still works. Again, I always, the one failing in all these things, which are, they're, near perfect, but the one little failing in my eyes is the eyes, mostly, and the fact that they're not kind of bulgy out like the Sanchi plushes are.
Lazy, so I just glued them on, but I think it looks really good nonetheless.
No, yeah, it definitely does.
Her yellow eye, and her one white eye, and then she's got the ears with the pink inner parts, and I think she looks really nice. the tufts of fur on the side of their head look really, really good in my opinion, and she has wires coming out of the back of her head. And I think Mangle is probably my favorite one and my highly anticipated one, I think, because Mangle's design in the videos that Bizabizow makes it kind of looks very complicated, and it was complicated to make as a physical plush, but I think I did really good. And now that I've knocked out Mangle,
Definitely does
I feel
look
like
good.
it gets a little harder from there, but also a little easier. But yeah, that is it for the Mangle. Play the sound effect. So after yapping and rambling, I finally finished reviewing these 5 customs that I made, and I had lots of fun making these guys. If you want to see certain characters, please comment down below. Bizabizow, please keep making more concepts. They're really, really good concepts, and I really enjoy watching your videos. Maybe one day in the future we can collab on something.
Oh god, she was 190k subs. It was 2 years ago. What is she at now? 240. Okay.
I don't know what it would be, but yeah, I guess we'll see in the future. But if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video with friends, people who enjoy FNAF. The FNAF movie's coming out, so maybe you can hook some people onto FNAF and recommend them this video. But yeah, other than that, I look forward to making more of these guys. Comment down below, of course, who you want to see next, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.
Honestly, that, again, like, how many times do I have to reiterate myself? I'm sorry. But yeah, again, those were wonderful. I mean, obviously, they weren't perfect, but they were like 95 out of 100, honestly. Again, for me, like, most of the flaws I saw was mostly just in the eyes and the fact they weren't round. Like, again, the Spring Bunny was kind of the opposite, where since it did have the perfect eyes, it was more let down by, again, just the more slight amateurishness of the design of the face, and that comes purely from inexperience, you know. Yeah, again, Swifty, again, wonderful plushies. Again, again, so I mean, depending on how well this video does, I will most likely end up doing a reaction to the second part. But again, just the absolute rabbit hole. I honestly don't know, like, this entire series of just, like, of the FNAF plushie redesigns from Biz, like, and just how so much is kind of like grown from that. It's honestly just fascinating how popular this series has been. Not only for me, but for everybody that's kind of been tangentially related to it through, like, their own redesigns or the physical plushies they made off them. It's been wonderful. And I honestly, and for everybody that's, you know, tuned in for my videos, just kind of watching all this happen from the sidelines, I honestly do thank you. But yeah, that's definitely going to be it for now. So yeah, I hope you guys liked. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.